I've been blown away by all the enthusiasm in the state for a new way to do housing.
It's incredibly exciting to finally have, a design up that people can walk through and see and that they can get really excited about.
This ain't your granddaddy's construction project. This is going to be wildly different than anything we've seen before.
The house itself fits on a memory stick.
Housing has become the rate limiter for employment growth and for revitalization, particularly in our rural communities, but it's impacting everyone.
The status quo of how we've been doing business, even with more money, isn't sufficient. We just need more housing for everyday families. How can we accelerate housing?
We're trying to figure out how do we produce housing at scale, get it into markets quickly, but without sacrificing quality and performance.
The way other places around the world have done that is to shift more of their production towards modular.
So modular housing is essentially prefabricating components of a home, and sometimes the entire home, in another location and then shipping it to the site where it's going to be occupied.
And it's very hard in rural, kind of remote places to attract builders, contractors, developers. And so one of the wonderful sort of opportunities with modular is to be able to truck a modular housing unit.
It's a much less messy site and things go up much, much, much more quickly. A crane or a telehandler can come and pick up a panel, put it up, the floor goes in, everything becomes very stiff, interior partitions go in, the roof goes on, and basically you get it buttoned up very quickly.
And within a few months, they're ready to be occupied, as opposed to what we would typically see, which is a 9 to 12 month process for site-built construction.
What clicked for me when I learned about mass plywood was the scale at which the panels could be made could potentially work with the residential market.
We started thinking about this project when mass plywood was first developed. So we visited the factory and we were like, this is amazing material. It's stiffer and stronger than cross-laminated timber.
And that allows us to use this very dimensionally stable material in a way that uses advanced manufacturing, taking a digital model and moving that into a digital fabrication process using CNC machines that allow us to precisely create parts in a factory that can be put together then quickly on site.
The windows can go in an hour, because the openings for them are so precisely cut, they just pop right in.
We are using a new product. Nobody's done it. We have to understand how the product works, how we work with it.
To make a very cost-efficient small house out of a new material takes a lot of R&D.
That's where we come in at the university, is we are really standing back, looking high level at developing these rules through many, many research projects that are behind this house that you see.
We had a big open house in November where we had over 120 people come through. And in general, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. We also have Mods PDX up in Portland, where Nathan Young has started to build hybrid volumetric modular.
What we're trying to do is focus on how do we take the products that we have available to us right now. We're able to have them pre-cut every single part and piece so it just fits together more like an IKEA set. We set that third panel in and you actually heard a whoosh as the air pushed out and it set down into place. It's like, all right, we're sold. We have a perfectly square floor, we have a perfectly square ceiling, which means we have a perfectly square box, right? Now we can start stacking these things up as high as we want.
Ultimately, this is not a science project. We're trying to address real-world problems for real people. Our agency has committed to placing the first 4 modular mass ply panel homes that are being designed by the Mass Timber Coalition into a rural market. And the market we selected is Burns, Oregon. The subdivision is Miller Springs, and that subdivision is in construction as we speak.
We've really been focusing on getting housing that's cost-effective for Oregonians, that's good for the planet, and it's good for the communities, and begin to use this type of advanced manufacturing for the residential market. And what we've been doing has been transformational, I think, and it's been really a highlight of my career.